Hello and welcome to Chapter 10, Lesson 7. Today we're going to be talking about fractions as one whole. Whole numbers can be written as fractions when the numerator is the same as the denominator. The fraction equals 1. So let's talk about this. Whole numbers are just the numbers we count by, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, ones you're used to. And we can write them as fractions when the numerator, remember that's the top number, the numerator is over the denominator. All right, I have lots of examples today. So here's what I'm going to say. If you watch a couple problems and you say, Mrs. Hamer, I got this, then go ahead, do your assignment. If you need more examples, that's great too, because then you get to work on some problems with me to help you and guide you along. So we'll just kind of play it by ear today and see how that goes. Let's get started. There are 4 panes of glass in one window of Landon's classroom. This is called a pane right here. So you can notice there are 4 panes of glass in his window. If we take those 4 panes out, 1, 2, 3, 4, then we could put them on a number line. Each pane of glass is 1/4 of the whole window. So we take the window, cut it into 4 equal pieces. Each one is worth 1/4. All right, so how many fourths equal one whole window? 4 fourths. Okay, equals 1 whole. So 4 parts over 1 whole is partitioned into 4 parts. So out of 4 parts total is equal to 1 window. Place a point on the number line to graph this fraction. The model shows that 4/4 and 1 share the same point and have the same size. So 4 fourths equals 1 whole, or 4/4 equals 1. You can notice they do this here. So whenever you see 4/4 or whatever, they always do like this outline of a larger 1 because they're equivalent. They're worth the same amount. Okay, let's look at another problem. The fraction 1/1 means 1 whole partitioned, which means split up or broken up into 1 group. So 1/1 equals 1, right? Like if I have 1 pizza and I eat the whole thing, if I have 1 pizza and I eat 1 piece of that pizza, it's not cut at all, so 1 piece is the whole thing, then that means I ate 1 whole pizza. So I could say I ate 1 piece out of 1 whole pizza, or I could just say I ate 1 whole pizza. So how many wholes are in 3/1? Think, 3 parts, and each whole has 1 part. So here's a picture. I have 3 pizzas. I did not cut them at all. And I ate 3 parts of it. So I ate 3 whole pizzas. So 3/1 is the same as saying 3. There are 3 wholes in 3/1. Now this is whole as in like the whole thing, not as a hole in the ground. That'd be HOLE. Not that whole, a whole thing. So here's our key concept. Fractions as whole numbers. If the numerator and the denominator are the same, the fraction is equivalent to 1. So it could be anything. It could be 117/117, it still equals 1. If they're the same, equals 1. If the denominator is 1, then the fraction is equivalent to the whole number represented by the numerator. So my same example here, let's say I have 117/1, that's equal to 117. Say I have 1,128/1, it equals 1,128. So whenever we have a number over 1, it's equal to just whatever the numerator is in whole numbers. Let's keep working on some more problems here. Write a fraction to represent the shaded part of each whole or set of wholes. So first we need to figure out how many parts do we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 total parts. And how many are colored in? 8 are colored in. So we could also say that 8 over 8 is equal to one whole square that's cut into 8 parts, right? We colored the whole thing in, one whole square. So let's look at this next one. So I have 4 circles here, or 4 eggs. Each egg is divided into one part. I did not divide the eggs at all. And I have 4 total eggs. So I'm going to do 4 over 1 because each egg only has one hole there. So I have 4 total eggs. Okay, let's look at this next part. How can you tell whether 6 over 1 is greater or less than 1? So if the numerator, which is the top number, is greater than the denominator, the bottom number, then the fraction is greater than 1. And that is true in all cases. Let's do some more problems. Write a fraction to represent the shaded part of each whole. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 total parts and 8 are colored in. So I have 8 out of 8, or one whole. I think this kind of looks like a candy bar, so let's call it a candy bar. Here I have 4 total parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and all 4 are colored in, or one whole pie. Okay. All right, so now I'm noticing that these holes are separated, and it says a set of holes. So this is where we're saying, okay, each square is cut into how many pieces? 1 piece. And how many squares do I have total? 3. So I have 3 over 1, or 3 total squares. Here I have 2 triangles, but each triangle is cut into how many pieces? 1. And how many triangles do I have shaded in? 2 over 1, or 2. All right, let's go to another one here. Write each whole number as a fraction. So this is kind of fun. Well, yeah. So here we go. If this is a whole number and I need to write it as a fraction, I'm just going to write 8 as 8 over 1. Because I have 8 total squares colored in, and there's 1 piece for every square. Here would be 4 over 1 is the same as 4. And 2 over 1 is the same as 2. Hoping you're getting the pattern here. 6 over 1 is the same as 6. So this is a way that we can write whole numbers as fractions. Now this really comes in handy when we start multiplying fractions because it helps us to kind of keep things in place. Let's keep going. Gary sliced an apple into 8ths. He gave 8 of the pieces to his friends. He gave the whole apple, right? Write a fraction that represents the part of the apple that was given to his friends. Then write this fraction as a whole number. Plot the fraction on the number line. So he gave 8 out of 8 pieces to his friends, which is the same as saying he gave 1 whole apple away. How many did he give to each friend? Gave each friend 1/8 of the apple, which means that we'll plot 8 over 8, or 1, right here. Use number sense. The art teacher partitioned a piece of, partition just means sectioned off, folded, a piece of paper, poster paper, into 3 equal pieces. Each part was decorated for a school dance. Write a fraction that represents the part of the poster paper that was decorated for the school dance. Then write this fraction as a whole number. Draw a picture to support your answer. Okay, so I know that 3 out of 3 pieces were colored for the school dance, which is 1 whole poster paper. If I were to draw this out, I'm going to cut it as best I can into 3 equal pieces. Okay, so this one, let's say she drew a tree. This one is a flower. And this one was a cloud with rain coming down because it's spring. Okay, so she decorated 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, which equals 3/3 of the picture. Okay, one more problem for us to do. Which of the following is equivalent to 4/4? Right here, 4/4 is the same thing as if I have a pizza, I cut it into 4 pieces, and I eat all of those pieces. How much of the pizza did I eat? 1 whole pizza. All right, that's all I have for you today. Let me know if you have any questions.